WILD stands for Awake Initiated Lucid Dream, and this is basically when you just enter straight into a lucid dream from the waking state. So you'll just lay down on your bed and just fall asleep and you'll enter straight into a lucid dream, right? Where most lucid dreaming techniques are more like you're already in a dream, you're in a normal dream and you realize something's off, or you just gain awareness in a normal dream and then become lucid. A WILD is different because you literally just fall asleep and essentially enter straight into a lucid dream because you've like retained some awareness as you're falling asleep. This technique is actually extremely effective. I think when I was using WILD every day or every night and I was like try-harding it, it actually got me my highest amount of lucid dreams. I think I got like 28 lucid dreams in a month. So 28 lucid dreams in a month just from doing WILD every night. And I would honestly say it's much easier than any other technique I've done. So I'm not gonna waste your time. I'll just like fucking tell you how to do it. But before I tell you how to do the technique, I will say that most people that explain WILD are explaining it wrong. If I do say so myself, I will say most people are just like saying some like weird shitty version that normally just keeps people awake, or it just makes people have to try hard WILD for like a month and they get nowhere with it because people are just fucking explaining it wrong. So just hear me out the whole time and I'll explain how to do it. I'll explain everything you need to know, and it probably should be getting you some lucid dreams very soon if you just follow exactly what I do. So all it is, as I said, falling asleep while retaining awareness. You're just gonna fall asleep normally while retaining some awareness. And I will say to do WILD, I will say to do this technique that you need to do awake back to bed, which is waking up 4 to 6 hours after sleep, doing the technique and then falling back asleep. But hear me out. The wake back to bed is not gonna fuck up your sleep, and you don't have to use an alarm. All you need to do to wake up 4 to 6 hours after sleep, literally just tell yourself you will wake up at a certain time. If like 4 a.m. is 4 to 6 hours after your sleep, before you go to bed, just literally say to yourself, I will wake up at 4 a.m. I'll wake up at 4 a.m. Because your brain has like an internal clock and it can tell the time, and it'll remember your intention to wake up at a certain time, and then you'll wake up at that time. If you don't believe me, just fucking do it tonight anyways, even if you don't care about the technique. And if that doesn't work, then you can also drink like a shit ton of water, and then you'll need to wake up in the middle of the night to piss and go to the bathroom, and that's the wake back to bed right there. And the reason you need to do this is because 4 to 6 hours after sleep, it's a whole fucking science thing, bro. Basically, 4 to 6 hours after sleep is when you're having your most vivid and your longest dreams. And so with WILD, we need to enter straight into the lucid dream. You need to just fall asleep and enter straight into the dream. If you try to do this when you're first going to bed, it won't really work, because when you first go to bed, you're not really having dreams at all, or the dreams you're having are kind of shit. They're not that vivid. So if you wake up 4 to 6 hours after sleep and then do the technique, you'll basically be going straight into a dream if you do it correctly. And when you wake up 4 to 6 hours after sleep, bro, you don't have to like fucking stay up for 1 hour. You don't have to stay awake for 1 hour, 4 to 6 hours after sleep. Literally just wake up, and like if you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, and then just lay down and get ready to do the technique. Get ready to do WILD. And once you've laid down, you need to fall asleep while retaining some awareness. And you retain some awareness by focusing on what's called an anchor. And all an anchor is just something you put some attention, it's just something you pay some attention to while you're falling asleep. So it can literally be anything. It can be like your breathing, for example, or like counting in your head, or it can just be like the sound of your fan or some shit like that. Or it can be like the feeling of your covers on your body. It's literally like an anchor is, you just pay attention to your breathing, for example, and fall asleep normally while retaining some awareness on that. For me, when I did WILD a ton every night, I was focusing on the words I am dreaming in my head. So I would kind of like repeat the words I am dreaming in my head. And then as you're like focusing on this anchor, you're just falling asleep normally. And here's where most people fuck up the technique, bro, completely. This is the stage where people completely mess up and they'll keep themselves awake for like 1 hour, or they'll never fall asleep, or they'll never get a lucid dream because they just fuck up. Most people put way too much attention onto their anchor. So say you're focusing on your breathing as you're falling asleep, or you're focusing on your counting. Most people are told to like completely 100% focus on this and like fall asleep. Most people are told to like try and enter a lucid dream without even fucking falling asleep, bro. If you watch or read any popular wild tutorial, these guys are talking about, oh, stay still, stay completely still. You need to fall asleep 100% consciously. You need to enter sleep paralysis. You need to keep focusing on your breath. Don't fall asleep. It's the most retarded shit ever, bro. How can you enter a lucid dream if you can't enter a dream? And how can you enter a dream if you can't fall asleep? So when I say you need to put some attention on an anchor, like your breathing or your counting or telling yourself, I am dreaming, whatever your anchor is, you need to only retain some awareness on that. And what I mean by that is, if you have two options, either focus 100% on your anchor and fucking keep yourself awake, or fall asleep normally, always go to the side of just falling asleep normally. And I know you're probably thinking, but like, you told me I would enter straight into a lucid dream, right? You told me I would just go straight into a lucid dream from focusing on my anchor. How can I do that if I fall asleep normally? The thing is, there's a chance you could enter into a dream 100% consciously. I've done this before. It's kind of like fucking teleporting into a lucid dream. You close your eyes, you fall asleep, you open your eyes, and you're like on a beach or some shit. That actually happened to me once. So you can 100% do that, but it's very fucking difficult and requires a lot of concentration. Because if you think about that, you're trying to fall asleep while keeping 100% conscious, and you kind of have to lose consciousness to fall asleep properly. And so this is where most people fuck up. They try to do that method of staying 100% aware and falling asleep with 100% consciousness. But the better way to do it, that in the long term will probably get you more lucid dreams, the better way to do it is just fall asleep normally while retaining some awareness. And what I mean by that is, focus on your anchor, right? Fall asleep, focus on your anchor. But if you find yourself falling asleep and losing consciousness, fucking let it happen, bro. Do not try and keep yourself awake with the anchor. And that probably sounds retarded because like you're meant to be entering straight into a lucid dream, right? But hear me out. When you fall asleep, when you enter a dream and you just fall asleep normally while focusing on your anchor, even if you end up in a normal dream, even if you didn't enter straight into a lucid dream, you will still have raised awareness in the dream from the focus you put on your anchor, the little focus you put on your anchor as you fell asleep. So even if you don't enter straight into a lucid dream, even if you end up in a normal lucid dream where you're walking around or you're having some boring day at school or some shit, there's still a very high chance that you'll stop and realize you're dreaming like you would a normal lucid dream. And that's because you just entered the dream and you fell asleep normally while retaining some awareness on the anchor. The key word is fucking retaining, bro. Retaining is just paying like a little amount of attention on the anchor. I know I keep repeating myself, right? But I'm trying to stress this. Like, most people really fuck up with wild because they think as I said, they think they need to fall asleep 100% consciously. Do not do that. Just retain some awareness on your anchor, fall asleep normally. Always focus on falling asleep. And if you can't do this, it may be good to practice using your anchor when you first go to bed normally. As I said, this like isn't going to get you lucid when you first do wild before bed initially, but it can still be good practice at like falling asleep and losing consciousness while retaining some awareness on your anchor. So that's essentially all wild is. That's all a wake initiated lucid dream is. You wake up 4 to 6 hours after sleep. You don't have to use an alarm because an alarm's fucking annoying. Just tell yourself you'll wake up at a certain time and you will, because your brain's very smart, bro. Your brain is very intelligent. And then once you're awake, don't fucking walk around. Just lay back down and just fall asleep while focusing on an anchor. And a lot of the time, like everyone will have a different anchor, so that may take like a few nights of experimentation to find an anchor that works. If you have no ideas, just like tell yourself in your head, I am dreaming. Use that as an anchor, or just focus on your breathing or like count to 100 in your head, but always fall asleep in the end, and you'll have a very, very, very high chance of having a lucid dream. Now, of course, if you want to make this more effective and have a even higher chance of becoming lucid, you should work on your dream recall, which is your ability to remember dreams. Because when you have better dream recall and you're remembering several dreams a night, then you'll just be much more likely to realize you're dreaming in one. Because a lot of the times you'll have a lucid dream and not even fucking remember you had a lucid dream. So to do that, just start dream journaling every day. You know what? I'll link a whole fucking video on dream journaling. I made a whole other video on that. Sorry that I'm just kind of yapping. Hopefully this technique makes sense to you. If it doesn't, just like leave me a comment. I'll reply to it. Because apparently my YouTube comments is just like a lucid dreaming fucking helpline now. That's all my comments are. So if you need like personal help, like private one-on-one help, I have a link in the description if you want to do like a call. But, you know, fuck that. Just join the Discord. Join the Discord in the description. Don't even fucking buy that thing. Or just, yeah, leave me a comment. I'll respond to it. I hope that helped. Dislike the video. Leave me a bad comment. Unsubscribe from me. I love you.